How can I convert a mesh to an alpha to use with that brush? Converting a mesh to an alpha is just, so let's see. What I would do is I would go to Chisel 3D. Let's go ahead and change that to a matte cap here. Polymesh 3D here, go into matte cap gray. And hit B, and you're going to see we have this Chisel Rect brush. I would start with the Chisel Rect brush and the Chisel Rect settings just because it's a brush that's already set up the way I want my brush to work, but I would then go in here to brush clone, so we're working on a clone of that brush, and then go to create, and then just hit delete mesh. So you're going to see that number is going down as we go. So now we just have an empty Chisel Rect brush. So what I can do is I can take this star, I can go to brush, create, from mesh to mesh, from mesh. There we go. You can do either one, but it looks like multi-alpha brushes if you have multiple subtools. So in the subtool menu, if I go to insert a cube, insert a cylinder, insert a ring. So I've got all these subtools here. So if I go to create multi-alpha brush, that's going to take all of my subtools here and create an alpha brush from them. So if I do, again, this, we'll just take this one here, and we'll subdivide this up. You're going to see I can go to my ring here, and the ring is positioned so that it was towards the camera, so it's just going to drag out this, and it looks like, oh, I'm dragging out a ring, but you go to side, it's just going straight back because it's not a vector displacement. But that's how you create brushes from mesh. So if you wanted to convert something, so if I go in here to my alpha menu, so what I ended up doing is, for example, let's go in here to military. So I've got a bunch of military alphas. So if I wanted to use these alphas on my mesh as they are, what I'd have to do is like go to my standard brush, clone this off, go to my drag rect, grab an alpha in here, like, oh, I want to do a star, and then also change my focal shift. So this will be my alpha brush, right? In order to get another alpha in there, I go to my alpha menu, I double click these, and if it's a 16-bit grayscale, it'll go ahead and put this arrow in here. But then if I want to change that out, I've got to go back in here, grab this one, and then go and grab that one. Instead, I would rather have all these shapes into one mesh. So in order to do that, I would create a subtool for each one of these shapes, and then do create multi-alpha brush. If you don't want to convert these things to geometry, what you can do is you can take this alpha, let's go over here, and I've done this before on my channel too, but before I leave, yeah, I got about 3 minutes. So we'll go to alpha here, we go to make 3D, we've got this arrow selected, I'm going to turn off double-sided, we'll change our resolution to like maybe 256, mesh smooth, we can turn that down just a little bit, depth doesn't really matter that much, and then we'll just hit make 3D. And now when we drag this out, you're going to see we've turned that alpha into a 3D mesh. So we can just continue to do that. If I go over here to this alpha, and we'll just do this down arrow here, and we'll hit make 3D. There we go. So we got these two here. And just for fun, let's grab another alpha. Let's say we want this little stepped alpha here. We'll hit make 3D. So we've got all these different objects in here that we can convert to alphas now, that were from alphas to geometry. And now we can, if we go in here to append, we can grab this arrow one here, and we can grab this one here. So now that all three of these are in here, we can go to brush, create multi-alpha brush, and now we've got all three of these in here. So as I cycle through them, we're grabbing these alphas, and then we can go back to, say, just a sphere, turn off light Boolean mode, hit Control D to get some resolution. Looks like I divided it up a bunch. Okay, there we go. So we can, oops, we didn't make that polymesh 3D, duh. Make it a polymesh 3D, subdivide it up, and then we can drag out, select it, there we go. We can drag out this alpha, we can select this one, drag out this alpha, we can select this one, drag out this alpha. Or like I said before, because this is technically an insert mesh brush, you can go into your brush properties, modifiers, change your multi-mesh selector to 1, and then as you're dragging out, you can also crank up your Z intensity, hold down Alt if you want to, and just cycle through those. So that's how you can have multiple alphas on one brush, converted from single alphas.